He will take up to, but no more than, 6 questions, and then he needs to leave for the UK. We have roaming microphones, and what I would ask is when we come to the Q&A, if you have a question, can you please raise your hand and we will get a microphone to you. And if you could just state the news organisation that you're from. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Normally I from the hip, but I want to put a bit more discipline into what I say. So I've just taken a little bit of time to collect my thoughts. The most important thing is that we go motor racing this weekend, the rest of the season and every season. This means that our drivers can continue to compete for the World Championship. However, having been at the hearing today, I do not accept that we deserve to be penalised or our reputation damaged in this way. Today's evidence given to the FAA by our drivers, engineers and staff clearly demonstrated that we did not use any leaked information to gain a competitive advantage. Much has been made in the press and at the hearing today of emails and text messages to and from our drivers. The World Motorsport Council received statements from Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton and Pedro de la Rosa, stating categorically that no Ferrari information had been used by McLaren and that they had not passed any confidential data to the team. The entire engineering team, in excess of 140 people, provided statements to the FIA affirming that they had never received or used the Ferrari information. We have never denied that the information from Ferrari was in the personal possession of one of our employees at his home. The issue is, was this information used by McLaren? This is not the case and has not been proven today. There will be no issue for 2008, the 2008 season, as we have not at any stage used any intellectual property of any other team. We've got the best drivers and we have the best car, and we intend to win the World Championship.
Okay, can I now open to questions? Gentleman here with the red shirt, please.
Guys, what's your next course of action? Will you accept the penalty, or are you going to fight it? Is it a legal action you're now taking to the civil courts? Can you explain what your actions will be moving on from this?
Okay, we believe we've got the grounds for an appeal, but of course we're going to wait for the findings of the FIA, which we believe are going to be published tomorrow, and we'll consider those carefully before we make that decision.
Gentleman in the blue shirt over here.
Thank you. Bearing in mind the precedent that has been set by this, do you feel that you are the only team in Formula One who deserves to be punished for this sort of espionage? Do you feel that there are other teams out there who are doing the same thing and thus should receive the same punishment?
Well, the starting point is we do not believe that we should have been punished in this way. And I think today we should just concentrate on this hearing and this situation, not on what is happening with other teams.
Gentleman in the jacket at the front here. Could you just state where you're from, please, sir?
Yes. Manucci Autosprint. Ron, compare the World Council in July. Do you think the attitude of the FIA President Max Moser regarding McLaren and regarding the whole matter was changed?
Yeah, I have no comment on that.
Any further questions? Gentleman over here at the end in the black jacket. Sorry. This gentleman here, front row. Yep.
Yeah, Jerome Boy from L'Equipe. What are the new evidence given to the FIA today? And the FIA statement says that your drivers are not punished because they help the FIA to make the truth. Could you please precise it?
Well, I can tell you the evidence today was primarily email traffic between our drivers. and in one instance, Mike Coughlin.
But as we've said earlier, these were a few emails, and the drivers have stated categorically that no information was passed to the team.
And of course, the team had no knowledge of this email traffic at any stage.
The gentleman in the
Okay,
blue
we're going to
shirt
leave
on-
that news conference there. We heard from Ron Dennis, the McLaren boss, obviously seeming quite stunned at the beginning, said he'd taken time to collect his thoughts. He went on to say that the drivers can continue to compete for the World Championships, doesn't accept that they deserve to be penalised in the way that they have and have their reputation damaged. He was adamant in saying that the team didn't use any leaked information to gain a competitive advantage, and the evidence he used to prove that is that the entire engineering team, comprising of over 100 people, gave statements saying that they never used the information, and he was also adamant in saying that it's not been proven that they used any of the information to a competitive advantage. Didn't disagree that the information had been in their possession, but was adamant that it hadn't been used to gain a competitive advantage. They believe that there is ground for an appeal. That's something to be